Okay, folks, happy Sunday afternoon, or whatever the hell the day it is. I think that's correct. Been off so many days, I've lost track. So we got a good bit of the Brits complete. We airbrushed, so it's time to prime the bad guys. And see how it behaves in this weather. It feels cool in here, but it's in the 70s outside, because the cold is still insulated in here. And we'll see how we get on with this. And we're going to prime first. So let's make sure that we get the 0.5 needle. Make sure we're clean. Yep. And see what kind of mistakes that we make today. Because there's bound to be some, for sure. Always is. All right, let's get the air flowing. And we're going to use Vallejo primer. So this stuff is pretty thick, and I know the video's backwards. There's nothing I can do about it using the phone like this. It drives me bananas too. So we're going to run this pretty close to 45, 50 PSI, something like that. Hey, Miniver. And these are the stuff that we're going to be working on today. These are all 3D printed, 1/72nd scale. And they're not as exciting as the British. The British have more exciting paint jobs, but all right, let's make sure that everything's running okay with just a little bit of cleaner. What 3D printer? I have a guy that prints for me, or he prints for other people too. His name is Iron Horse Collectibles. You can look him up on the internet. And all the printing that I have had done has been by him. And he prints in resin. And they're really finely detailed. I don't want to get into printing. That's a hobby I have no interest in. That would just be super frustrating for me. And my paper towels disappeared. No, let's get another sheet of them. We're gonna need them. Well, I let him do it. We'll let the pros do stuff. People always tell me I got to delegate stuff. That's one of the things I've delegated. 3D printing. I don't want to get all excited about getting something 3D printed and then it comes back sideways or something like that. Hey, Marcus. So this is what we're going to hit the 3D printed Africa core guys. And hopefully the primer behaves a little bit better because it's not that cold right now. Now, I threw everything away, of course. Let me get something that I can just spray onto. This will work fine. This will work fine. And let's go ahead and pull these turrets off. We're going to start with the Panzer IV. And hopefully I don't drop this on the ground like a dumbass. That's pretty secure. Okay. Let's just do one of them at a time. Let's not get carried away. I do need to remove this from here. Yesterday, the day before, or 2 days before. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I was having issues with the primer. I didn't like how cool it was. Oh, we got a good spot to grab this underneath. We just got to make sure this stick is plenty secure. Sorry you missed this morning. You was up early and got a little done, but hit on too much dog duty. Okay. Well, just make sure you have your hall pass signed off by somebody. Dog duty, I didn't do any of that. Got the A10 almost done. Just need some drippings and stainings. So what do you do with something like this? I know you like to paint the underneath part. What do you do with something like this that's... The underneath part is definitely not what it looks like. There we go. And for those of you guys that don't know, this 3D printing stuff is incredible looking. Absolutely incredible. And we've got other parts and stuff that we're going to be adding on there. That's the one thing about the 3D prints you don't like. Somebody could come and inspect the bottom of your tanks and there's nothing there. It's a facade. You're the kind of people that they made those Fujimi kits for. Remember, they have you could build like the whole engine and everything, and then you seal it all up. Like, that's nice. That's nice that you built this beautiful engine. Now, go put that away. You paint the inside black. Let's make sure we shake this well. Because I think the other day I did not shake it well. I got so excited about getting online, and I'm always worried about the feed not being facing the correct way or something. It's glitchy. We're just going to put a little bit in here. We're running about 45 psi. Make sure this stuff doesn't stick inside here. I don't spray this high for anything else. It's just for this. Yeah, it's not. I may have to do a full teardown on this thing. If it's starting to misbehave now, I've gotten a lot of airbrushing before I did that. And I am not an airbrush expert. I never will be. First of all, I'm surprised why it's so damn silent. You can't even hear it with this much PSI. There we go. We're going to do a full tear down of this thing. We're going to do a full tear down in my own manner of this thing. All right. Rule number 1 to airbrushing: don't make any plans. Don't think it's going to take a certain amount of time. It could take longer. So I'll put a little bit of this stuff in. Is this what we're using as the garbage? Yeah, we'll use this as the garbage. One of these days, I'm just going to buy some black paint and use that instead of primer. I don't think I need to use any primer for this stuff. All right. This is just water that's in here. We're gonna see if we can't blow this can. I was kidding. I didn't really mean to do that. We're going to run several different things through here. It's probably something in there that's really small that is the culprit. All right, let's unwrench this. All right, let's make sure. Hand sanitizer will just dissolve anything in here completely. The culprit of it is probably something really, really small. And this is one of the things I almost quit airbrushing because of using the wrong airbrush. If this was a master's airbrush, just forget it. Just throw it in the garbage can. So did you put all the extra equipment on the DAK pans before spring? I did not. I have to make a decision. Well, first of all, some of them are still coming. Some of them are being printed. So I got an H and a G, and there's 2 more G's and 2 more H's coming. So I want them all individual. I'm going to have 2 basic holes, 4 enhanced holes, and 4 basic barrels. In other words, ones without the little sacks on them, and then 2 with. So 1 of each with the sacks on them, and 4 without. And we're going to mix and match. And all the other ones don't have the turrets opened. So these are the only 2 that'll have the turrets opened. Where's me Coke? All right, so that's going to be as clean as it's going to get. What's up, GB? Let's close this before we get other issues on here. Not much you're cleaning. You're not dressed up as a French maid, are you? Hey, if you want to do that, just don't make me watch, please. Even though you could make some money on that. Only on Halloween. All right, let's see. We got lots of lights. My OnlyFans, there you go. We can see through there. Okay. Cool. And I think we could see through it before. There just might just be a little bit of stuff. This hand sanitizer literally melts paint, so to speak. We'll get this thing all clean. And unfortunately, we'll have to soil it with the primer. I may try a different primer when I run out of this stuff. Something that's not so. I'm just going to try black paint. I don't think the black paint's going to be any less durable than this. And make sure we can see a light through there. And we can't. Interesting. All right. Now we'll be able to. Supposedly. Use black craft paint to prime. You thin it with just water, or you use something else? There's a video that I came across of some guy that said, and I forget exactly what this product is, but it's basically like this primer that you can use to. I'm sorry, this thinner you can use for all these paints. And there's a chart you can order. They actually charge you for the chart. It's like a couple bucks or something like that. It says, okay, if you're using Vallejo, use this percentage. If you're using AK, use this percentage. If you're using Amomeg, use this percentage. If you're using craft paint, use this percentage. However, that thinner is not available in the United States. Great. More stuff from the land of toys. I don't remember what it's called right now. I thought it was the brand that they had in Hobby Lobby, but the Hobby Lobby brand they have is Createx or something, Createx or Creative something or another. It's interesting, but Chad's prints seem to be porous in the way it soaks up the paint. Huh. Okay, now. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's just assemble everything. Everything should be clean enough. You know what I never put back on? This little bastard that goes on the end. And I think it's actually meant as a protector for the needle. So you don't like ding the needle or something. But I just think it's another orifice to catch a bunch of paint. You know what? We're hanging out here. Let's go ahead and clean this thing. Another orifice to catch things. I'm curious to see how these little bolt holes in the roof are going to work out. That's almost kind of like an unnecessary detail. I just noticed that Mr. Kulan himself made a post recently that he's working on some Panther Ds, and I sent him a message saying, "Hey, I hope they come with Zimmer, because there's nothing worse than putting your own Zimmer on something." Let's see what we got here. Got a needle here. There we go. This little bit. Come on, you can do it. All right, we got that off. All right, let's reassemble now. If there's filth or something in here, but it doesn't seem like there is. This is getting plenty of blast through it. And then we'll run through some thinner and see if we can notice a difference. Because, I mean, the PSI is really, really high. We should be blowing everything to Kingdom Come that comes through here. And this hand sanitizer just cleans the whole damn thing straight up. All right. So, needle in backwards. Yep. This on the top. Make sure you screw this thing on with. See, that didn't take long. I mean, I don't really mind doing all this every time. I don't usually come out here and make sure it's nice and all the way to the end. Screw that down. Okay, now we hear the air going through there. I wasn't hearing that before. All right, let's test this with this. See if this can dilute. There we go. All right, cool. Now, I'm telling you, the hand sanitizer is like a miracle. Okay. All right, let's do another hit of Coke. I'm waiting for somebody to come on here. Now, this stuff has more preservatives and bad shit in here than real Coke. Okay. Then, you know, like cocaine Coke. Okay. All right. What do we got down here? Oh, we got one of our dinosaurs that's lumbered its way in here. Ankylosaurus. All right. One of these days, I'll paint another one of those things up. All right. As we let's clip this on here. And we're going to start with a running gear. I really should start with the color that isn't the primer, because I hate to gum the whole thing up. But I'm still kind of up in the air on what I'm going to do with the Matilda. So I've got one Matilda that's in light stone overall with the turret. That's going to be the replacement for the other turret that I have. This one is going to be in counter scheme. I just don't know if I'm going to do it in light stone or the other one. I'm going to do it in light stone. I'm going to do it in light stone. I'm going to do that first before I prime these guys, because this paint is a lot more forgiving. So we're going to get our Ammo MIG Sand Yellow 0030. And we're going to dial this the hell down. This is welcome to Absurdistan. So dial this about where you think it is. Hold this thing down. Until we get somewhere around 15. I'm going to keep this tip on it. I mean, it's brand new. I mean, it cleaned everything out. And I've been using this for a couple of years now. It's great. Have that stuff sitting around. Definitely use it. Okay. We're going to drop, we'll make sure everything's working properly. We're going to drop only one drop of paint. Only one drop of paint on here. Let's put this, say there. Okay. And let's make sure everything is working okay on this piece of paper before we go take it any further. Do I have anything dark? Make sure it's spraying okay here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Hey, I can do that little camouflage I never was able to do before. I guess that's what I'm, as soon as I need to do something clean camouflage, I basically just did a complete tear on this. Not a complete tear. I didn't take out anything in here. But we cleaned everything out with hand sanitizer. Honest, I didn't think it was going to work that well. So I'm pleasantly surprised. All right, so we're going to give this thing an entire coat. Kind of at a distance. Oh, Jesus, this is working well. Let's not get too excited. We're just going to cover everything lightly. Yeah, because the hand sanitizer actually like melts the paint. So if there's paint somewhere it's not supposed to be, the hand sanitizer will take care of that. We're just going to go over it lightly like this. Let's not forget to do the front. I'll even do the bottom just for Marcus. And should be able to. Oh, I see. This one's counterintuitive. All right. Let's get the back side. Now, after we've done that, let's get a little piece of cardboard here. Let's see if I can get away with this. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get away with this. My stool. All right, let's go and add some shading in places. Let's pre-shade some stuff, or pre-highlight some stuff. Too much. We're running about 15 psi. And I don't need to do this. I would have been perfectly happy just painting this overall one color. But I found that this is a way to work on your trigger skills, and probably the hardest thing about airbrushing is the trigger control. So I'm trying to exercise that, work on that ability every chance I get. Remember, this is going to have a dark wash on it. So just kind of give you an idea of what we're looking like. Okay. Okay, just something like that. That's got a little bit of shading on it. I don't know if you can tell that. Nothing crazy, but I do want the overall color to be on it. Because if you go and you don't have enough color on it and spray a wash it's supposed to accentuate, you can't really do it if there's no color that's there. So I'll set that off to the side. Now we do the ubiquitous turret of the Matilda. Now, what exactly is going on in this tip? I know this tip is really just a protector of it. It doesn't allow me access to this, so I'm not able to clean that. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that protector thing on it. We're just going to go over the whole thing ever so lightly. It's saliva going the wrong way. I know it only happens to old people. All right, let's blow the rest of this shit out. Ah, interesting. I just realized that I did something. I'm set up for priming, so I actually have the 0.5 needle in here, not the 0.35. So I could have gotten even smaller drawings than that. Yeah, I don't like jumping around, but it happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean this out. What I like to do is... Nope, that's the wrong one. Where's the water brush? Come in here and scrub the stuff out. And I'll just pour it out. There's no reason all that stuff needs to run through. And now when it's thinner, I'll go ahead and put some of that stuff through there. And let's dial up the pressure to about 40. And get ready to do that primer on there. All right, now. We said the Panzer IV was going to be first, right? We can just remove this right now. Do not want this thing hitting the ground. So wishing I had some black paint right now. Wouldn't have to do this stuff that's so goopy. Okay, that's good. Let's hold it upside down. And we'll do the back sides first. Looking great. Just trying to do this thin. Doesn't need to be on here really thick. It is self-leveling, but once we got all that, all airbrushed, we shoot it from the top side. Man, I'm cold as shit having this fan blowing on me, but it's a lot more comfortable than wearing a fucking mask, I can tell you that much. And you can hear me a lot better if I was wearing them out. So, you know. I believe this one's by Night Sky. If we're missing something, it's not something that's going to be viewable. So we'll stuff this into the styrofoam thing and let it dry up there. Now we're going to do the turret for the same vehicle. Take a hit of Coke. Good? Okay. Make sure we don't have any. Hasn't been really on top of this one very much. Do the underside. Doesn't have to be really thick. Now we'll set this turret out to dry. Out of the way. All right. Next, do the Panzer IIs. These are from Coulon Miniatures, and they literally are a work of art. They look better than the real tank. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. But they do. If you've seen one, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to use the glove. I just choose to. Makes cleanup a lot easier. Oh. Aha. These we can actually. Oh, that's a bit too loose. We can clip them there. Okay. Okay, we got to remember the one with the turret, the one with the hole that has the angle. See, it's straight, and then it comes in at an angle. That is the C. The F is straight across the front. Okay. I had more of these that I left out here. Yeah, we could switch them out if we need to. Not that big. Oh, there's some hiding down here. Why are you hiding? Yeah, some of these are questionable. I'll tell you what, since I got my toolbox now, and I can find things. Let's crimp this. I ain't going nowhere now. All right. This is all limp and shit. Okay. That's two. You have any other ones that needed to be repaired that were... I mean, I had like 20 of these things. I don't know where the hell they went to. Here's another one that's questionable. Let's get it into where it needs to go. These things are great, though. Okay. I'm like one shy. No. I left them inside. I didn't think I needed that many, I guess. We're just going to pull this one off the Panzer IV. All right. Now, how the hell do we tell the turrets apart from each other? That is a problem. That is a problem. Okay. Okay, the one that's flush up against it's the one for the H. What happened here? Did I not glue this in place? I did. But it's glued strangely. How weird. Okay, well, I will... We're in spraying mode, so we're going to spray all this even if we've got to fix that later. Okay, well, this is the one with the H, the one that has the issue with the cupula. Oh, we got to... Okay, that goes like that. Seems like you're the only one left. There's somebody else. Somebody's dogging. You Brits shouldn't have told me about that. And this one. And I'm going to go ahead and okay. Yeah, his material definitely has some flexibility to it. Survivability. It can go quite a bit before it breaks. Let's see what we got. That's where my Yeti cup is. I was wondering where it was. All right. Let's put all these guys away over here. And let's do the Panzer IIs first. And this is a C. And we're going to do the underside just for you, Marcus. Good move. Yeah. Good move in case there's an inspection that comes by. Because there's no point in painting the top, which is easy to get to. And then if you get overspray, you get on the bottom. But I'd rather have it if you have any overspray on the bottom of the tank, not on the top. Okay? The places that are easy to reach are going to get paint accidentally anyways. So you need to aim for the places that aren't easy to reach. Now, I'm not going to pour more paint in here. I'm going to take this opportunity to clean this out. Okay? Because that's the wise thing to do. Need to make some more of this you-know-what juice. What are you running this at, by the way? 40 PSI? Yeah, it's working really well. Let's get this in here. This thing just needed a good cleaning. I don't think I'm ever going to have to buy another airbrush. And I thought I was going to get one that was like one of those really thin ones, like those 0.2s or whatever, Takumis or whatever the hell they're called. They're like $500 a piece. And I actually watched a video on someone that did some amazing stuff with this airbrush. Made squiggly lines as small as I'm ever going to need them. And I'm like, this airbrush can do it. I just got to work on this person. And, I'm just starting my airbrush journey. And I'll say it again, I'm probably never going to be worth a damn on the airbrushing part compared to my other painting. But I cringe when I see somebody says, hey, I bought a new airbrush, and it's a siphon airbrush. Because you've got all the issues that you have here, plus the whole siphon issue. I'm like, I wouldn't airbrush with a siphon airbrush. If you have to use one, God help you. Yeah, thank you. There we go. All right. Just a really light dusting. This stuff is actually pretty gloss, but you put it on so thin that it actually looks flat. Well, when we move out of New York City, I might dive in an airbrush thing. You'll be a pro by then. Nah. I'll just hopefully make different mistakes. You know, like I said, the only reason that I even airbrush at all is because I don't want to use aerosol cans that smell horrible, are poor quality, and they're freaking toxic, man. They're horrible. And you can hand paint with this stuff, but the problem is this is a smooth surface. So as you put the paint down, you're actually like wiping it off at the same time. So it doesn't work great. It works great on figures. Like you don't need to have to airbrush figures. Just hand paint. This stuff is pretty amazing. It's just kind of gummy on the airbrush. That's all. And this stuff isn't meant to be reduced with other thinners. It's kind of its own animal. I can see using it like you use it, applying the black coat, maybe the base colors, and the sealer, that's it. You know, I airbrush those buildings. I airbrush those buildings as a primer. The rest of it was all hand painted. I just don't have the confidence doing this. But just today, I feel like I made another progress thing where I was like, man, this airbrush isn't working at all. And I took the parts apart that you need to take apart, put some hand sanitizer, cleaned it, blew it out. Good as new. So, and I could do this a lot quicker and do a sloppier job of it too. Okay. 1 Panzer IIc. His Hovels buildings were great. I think I'm going to take a dive in a battle honors for 25 though. I don't know what that means. They make them for 25 millimeter? Well, I had a couple of the buildings already. For 2025, okay. So I didn't mind buying more of them, even though they didn't have floors in them. But I think it worked out just fine. Here's the turret for the C. Now, for some reason, this got a shitload of paint that just came out. I'm going to leave it alone. This stuff is self-leveling. I don't know why. I'm not trying to do it thick. Too heavy-handed on that button. It doesn't take much to go farther than you want it to go. just blow the air out, see if we can't dry some of this. It's probably nothing. Okay, now the 2F. And the most amazing detail on any of these is these tow hooks. They're incredible. They're absolutely incredible, the detail that's on them. Now I read somewhere that you should wait 24 hours for this primer to stick to it. You think I'm doing that shit? No. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I'm going to do them in reverse order. You know, I prime only because I want black stuff in the little nooks and crannies. Not necessarily for durability. Same reason to prime for me. Man, you're such a wannabe. Hey, there's people going out for a walk here. Here. See if I can pull this off and not have a disaster. Of course, I don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah, this is what my suburbia looks like. Out walking their dog. Just a quiet day. Rain today. It hadn't rained in weeks. Got some nice trees in the hood. Yeah, I have just pine trees on my property. I wish they were a little bit farther away. I don't like trees anywhere near the house. But I don't have any over the house. Hey, we didn't design this house. It was a hand-me-down house. It was somebody else's design. Just like you have a hand-me-down apartment, somebody else designed that. Seems like the four-motor, absolutely. He has things in this here that nobody else would have. This garage is a mess, but it's like freaking massive. You could put a plane in there, I think. And I don't know how old some of these houses are in this neighborhood. Probably somewhere around maybe 20 years old, maybe a little older than that. This house is only 2 years old. Right, man, gonna try an afternoon nap for the evening cooking and dog walking activity. Got a little hobby time on that, put the washcloth on the ground. All right, man, good luck. Send me some pictures of what you got done. Uh-oh, we out? We're getting there. What time is it? 3? The only reason the compressor is working that hard is because this is kind of at a high PSI. And that's with the tank. Is this 3 liter? Yeah, 3 liter. Doesn't look like 3 liter. It's like a liter. General Munchkin Man, welcome, man. See if we can adjust this glare a little bit. This airbrush just needed a good cleaning, that's all it was. I should remember that. I will remember that. It actually didn't take that long. That a spot? I think that's a spot right there. Oh. These things have so many nooks and crannies, which makes them interesting, but they're hard to build. There we go. There we go. little bit left. I think nope, still. Good Lord. Not that it's that big of a deal. When we go and do the black washing process, all those spots that are almost the correct color, you won't be able to tell the difference. Won't be able to tell the difference at all. Okay, let's take a look at the Panzer II. Let's make sure we didn't miss something kind of obvious. Nope. Let me make sure. Hello. Now, inside the nooks and crannies is what this paint is really, really good at, if I wasn't airbrushing it. However, hand painting these large areas that are flat, I'm not a big fan. You end up having to go over it a couple times. Foxhole Games, yo, what's up, man? How you been? Oh, that's right, you were in the morning. I gotta remember. I gotta remember I got I got several people that have different aliases. Different aliases. I don't have time for that. Getting really confused as to what day of the week it is. I guess ultimately it really doesn't matter, but this is one of these vacations where it's like it's going to be gone in no time, and I won't have a whole lot to show for it other than I painted a lot of models, which I guess is a good thing. Kept me plenty happy, but I don't know what the hell day of the week it is. It's not like I could work if I wanted to. The plant's closed. So it's another one. That's what day it is. Yeah, I know you're on that program, but you know you earned it, so hopefully you get to stay on it for a long time. Ho ho! I saw that happen. You liked to pop off there. Comrade Popov. And that's what happens when you don't glue things with epoxy. It's questionable when it's going to pop off. And this thing's behaving like it's brand new, like a new airbrush. Well, I remember that and take it apart and clean all the parts like I did. It took what, 5 minutes maybe? That's one of the things that I wanted when I got an airbrush. I didn't want an airbrush that was going to punish you taking it apart. In 6 months, it'll be... You've been retired for 15 years? Good Lord, man. Good for you. I won't be retired for 15 years. Unfortunately. Hey, it's not like I don't have a hobby to do. All right, and this guy will be up here. And how are we gonna, well, I know exactly how we're gonna do this. Is one of these things dry? Let's take the other turret. That should be okay. Let's take the clippies off that. My dad worked into his 80s, but he defined himself by what he did for a living. I don't. So as soon as I can not work there anymore, I won't work there anymore. Okay. What I hate hearing is, man, if you've worked at the place you've been at for 30 years, how come you're not retired? I said, because I don't work for the fucking government, you know? Nor do I want to. I don't have a pension. What happened here? You start acting up, I'll clean your ass out again. I'll take things you don't want to hear in prison for 1,000, please. Right. Now all we got left is a 2-Panzer-3s, which was absolutely gorgeous. You know, if Nazi tanks could be gorgeous, these are gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful models. And there's going to be a fair amount of hand painting that I'm going to have to do on these guys for markings. Let's make sure we don't run out in the middle of, well, let's just run it out and see what happens. Get the hard to reach places, and in the process of getting to those, we'll end up getting paint on the not so hard to reach places. kind of as a freebie. So when you're airbrushing, I forget this from time to time, try to kind of paint in the nooks and crannies. Because what ends up happening is, you're going to end up getting paint in other places that paint needs to go to anyways. But you don't want to paint the easy stuff first, and then, okay, now let's get the paint in the nook and cranny. And the places that are easy to get paint gets too much paint. So, I know that's the theory. Sometimes I get excited and forget about it, my own theory. I'm not really a theory person anyways, but... There we go. And we're probably going to tear this thing out completely when we switch to the Panzer Gray. So that's ammo MIG. That stuff runs really smooth. This stuff is thick. The primer. We'll probably give this thing a full clean again, just so we don't have any jam issues. It only takes a moment. I need to get into practice of doing it. Because I need this paint to kind of sit overnight so we can do the wash in the morning. I don't like putting the wash on too soon after I do the paint color. It could tend to wash it away. Good. I think we're good on this thing. All right. This is the Panzer 3H. It's got the extra bolt-on armor on the front. This is the turret for the H. I hate you. Yeah, that's pretty simple. Where is that? Oh, I already got it. Perfect. This is the hole to the G. There we go. An hour and a half. Like I said, don't make any plans. And I got lots of stuff to repaint. I got these Malteers. These are already like pre-built. This is how they came. So they have screws. I've unscrewed them, and they're eventually gonna get painted for the Eastern Front. I think these are pretty much an Eastern Front only type of vehicle. So I got a couple of those to do. So lots of stuff ahead. Lots of stuff. Yeah, I read somebody. Uh, I read something that someone said that's more knowledgeable about airbrushes than me, which is, damn near anyone. And they said, if you look at the instructions, there's stuff in here in the airbrush you can take apart. And they said, unless something catastrophic happens, don't even go in there. And that's basically areas that you never have to tear apart. But this airbrush is easy to take apart by design. I did not want an airbrush that punished me for cleaning it. If something punishes you for cleaning it, you end up not wanting to clean it and create more issues with not being cleaned. So basically, I haven't had any issues airbrushing this. Once I clean the airbrush out, must have been sticking on some really small particles. And the sign that there was something wrong was I was running at about, well, as much PSI as I could give it, and it wasn't blowing at all. Oh, we out? Okay, we're out. So instead of adding cleaner to this stuff, because this stuff is so thick, we're just going to scoop as much of this out as we can. Once we got that out, then we'll add some of the cleaner. Scrub it around with a brush, loosen it up. Pour that out. No point in running it through the airbrush if you don't have to. Now I'll run the water through, and anything else. This does not have Myers soap in it. This just has water. Let's run this all the way through. So we're going to take this thing apart. And like the biggest mistake that I solved, and didn't go back and did it again, is that this looks like you could just tighten this by hand, and you just can't tighten it enough. And if there's a little way for air to get out, air will find a way. So we're going to remove this, and interestingly enough, that's stuck in with it. Which we'll just we have a little pin here. Just work that loose. Can we see any light through there? It doesn't matter. We're going to give this a good clean when we're switched to the other paint. We're going to push this out through the front. We don't want to pull any of that stuff all the way through. And we'll take a little bit of hand sanitizer. That will literally break apart any of the paint that's in there. We're going to, I did such a good job cleaning this. Last time, I'm going to do it exactly the same freaking way. Because it just made this such a pleasant experience. So not only does it remove it, but if it encounters any paint, it starts breaking it down so it can flush its way out. This is an Iwata HPCS, in case you're wondering. Hobby Lobby carries them in the United States. They run about $150. And I've been extremely happy with it. The compressor costs about the same amount, too. It's a random generic one. Woo! You're running hot, baby. Yeah, because you were running over there at 40 PSI. Let's dial your ass down. Only because I was priming. So we're going to go down to about 15. Okay? Now, let's not forget to change the needle out. But still, we're going to leave this thing clean. And we're going to clean the other needle, make sure it's completely clean before we go to it as well. Where is the hand sanitizer? There we go. See if we can just get one little bit in here. And then let's just work it in here with this. And I don't know if all brands work. I just happen to have Purell on hand. I don't really even know how that happened. I think one day I just was tired of my brushes being dirty and decided what it would do to it, and voila, an awesome cleaner. And it's gel, so it doesn't make a mess. Okay, I'll leave that clean. And then this thing here, we're going to clean this thing as well. We did it last time and it worked great. So that's what we want. Now I'll let that work its little magic in here. Here is the 0.35 needle. I have no idea how filthy it is. This is the one that comes with the airbrush itself. And I had a hell of a time using this with a primer. Doing anything thick, the sealer or whatever, it doesn't come with a 0.5. You got to buy that separately. I wish it included the 0.5 and then you had to buy the 0.35 separately, but did it backwards. I mean, I want to have both, but here's the needle for the 0.35. I've used this cleaner so much, the little tufts that go on are gone. Look at that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and assemble this, and we're going to run some cleaner through it, just to make sure everything's working properly. All right, needle back first. You can push it in the other end. You just run into issues that way.
Are you live?
I am. Hold on one second. Okay. Now let's run some, let's start with some water. Water's pretty cheap. more of this stuff. Airbrush cleaner. Yeah, well, she left me alone a long time. Mine doesn't bug me very much. She knows where to find me. We're gonna grill. We got a grill recently. Recently, it was gifted to us for Christmas. Like, we're supposed to grill tonight. Like, you gonna go to the grocery store? I said, well, I need about another 30 minutes. I can get by with 30 minutes. Oh. I don't know why your message was held for review. I don't see anything inappropriate in there. Can't use the word females. This is not a woke channel. You can check your woke at the door. All right. This is starting to get. Let's get rid of this. Females. Yeah. Yeah, you can say females on here. Just don't say she-males. No bueno. All right. So we got the Matilda done. That's the only one that we had that femoids. Sounds like a condition. What's wrong with that guy? Why is he walking funny? He's got femoids. Yeah, that's a condition that makes you have to sit down to pee. Oh, he's suffering from femoids. All right, let's hopefully we don't run into any issues here. Okay, so let's make sure we do complete vehicles first. We're going to use ammo gray base. Shake the shit out of this stuff. And I like to put only one dot to make sure everything's working okay. Otherwise, I have to pull all this paint out of here. But I mean, you know, it's freaking clean, man. Let's do 3. Now, what are we about? Under 20 psi? Man, is this thing all the way in? Because we're getting a lot of paint coming out for just 20 psi. Femoids is a new fembot, the NPC. Get a big chunk to come out. If there's any cleaner in there, it'll iron itself out. And it's got a little bit of a blue tint to it, which is nice. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's start with the Panzer IV because we primed it first, so its primer is the most set in place. I mean, not that it makes that much of a difference. I think it's just like principle, you know, and we're out of these knickknacks. So let's pull this little guy off of it and put the Panzer IV on it. All right. And here, what I normally would have done is dry brushed. I dry brushed my base color anyways. That's how I started doing it. So, and that's all I'm looking to do. I don't need to cover every single aspect of it. So just kind of lightly, just something like that on the suspension. And we'll go to the other side. It doesn't need to be totally gray. I want the shadowy places to stay black. We're going to dust this whole thing with a light coat of this. And I'm not Marcus, so I'm not too worried about the underside of this vehicle. And then we'll do the same thing with the turret. Wherever she is, here she is. And it is missing a little corner there. We'll build that up with green stuff, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Now, anything build up? Nope. Just something like that. So normally I would have dry brushed this color on top of it. If I was making these guys for Russia, I would dry brush them with Panzer Gray, then add a little bit of Luftwaffe blue, give a little bit of a blue tint to it, and then add a little bit of dark sand to it to bring it up. But since we're doing these for Africa Corps, they look a little bit different. We are still going to do a gray base, but we're gonna change directions from there. Okay, so base color, as you can see, this will go a lot faster than the initial coat on all of these. And this stuff, since it's really thin, it'll dry really, really fast. So we should be able to swap these things out relatively easy. And this is the Panzer IIF. Same thing, we're gonna go over this relatively evenly. We're going to do an overspray on top of this in a lighter color that's going to bring out some of the highlight stuff. Just for yucks, I really just kind of do it for getting used to getting some exercise in the brush control. Okay, and the Panzer II's done. Moving on to the next one, the other Panzer II. Should be the Panzer IIC. How are we doing on paint? All right for now. Now, a lot of people would probably use something like this to kind of give them a dust cover. If you're doing weathering, I'm so used to doing dry brush and having a lot more control. Well, there we go. There's the familiar sound of feed me. Okay, just something like that. I like it when the tracks are on the corners. I can touch the track and not worry about it, because the tracks are going to get painted completely over. The pens are 2H. And you can tell when you run out of paint with this stuff, it's a heck of a lot cleaner than it is if you're using that primer. About halfway done with this. Now I'm not highlighting the stuff with panels, because that's what I'm going to do with the other color. Because if I highlight this with and then put the other color, then it's going to be too light. Okay. Now the 3G, or the whole of the 3G anyways. Two turrets for the Panzer IIIs. Now what I like to do with these gun barrels is, remember it was originally painted in black, the end of the gun barrel's got to be kind of smoky anyways. So when I airbrush, I don't go to the end completely. That's kind of a freebie. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the turret has all kinds of little holes here where the equipment is bolted in from the inside. Just crazy amount of detail on these vehicles. Okay, and that's the cupola for the H is here. Okay. Turret for the G. we'll stop at 4. Hemorrhoids. And you're a little slow on the delivery of that one. My wife's not a pain in the ass. I'm the pain in the ass. So when she's in a bad mood, I don't know what to do, because I'm usually the one that's in a bad mood. Except when I'm doing this. This is my happy place. Are we missing something? Let's see. No. No, did we get this? Did we get this? No, we did not. Aha! On guard. Now, if I was painting these for Europe, I would just stop here and I would go dry brush my Luftwaffe blue mix. But we're not. We're doing these for Africa. Africa. So let's blow this out. You should be able to do a quick change on this one. Where is the lid? And we'll use the airbrush cleaner for this. And the Afrika, and her other sister, Swastika. There probably is some girl out there called Swastika. It wouldn't surprise me. Hopefully it's a girl. That would only make it even worse if it wasn't. Okay. Let's get all this stuff out. Wow. Where's all this coming from? Wow, there's still gray coming out. I really don't want to take the whole damn thing apart just for that. Let's blow the shit out of this. Still gray coming out. I think this makes paint. It's not that critical what I'm going to do, but okay, gray or not, we're putting the other color on top of it. All right, so the other color is sandgrau. Okay, it's a little pinkish. And if you look at the example here, this is MOMIG. There's two colors on here. There's the sandgrau is the darker one, and the other one's even lighter. So we're doing the darker of the two colors, which is 009. So that's what we're going to use to highlight. Okay, so let's dial this back down to where we were, about 15 psi. And we're going to go back to the Panzer IV, and we're going to highlight things that we might want the eye to catch on. This is, I think, a totally unnecessary step. I've just done it because I wanted to kind of make it look like there were some vehicles that went to the desert and got a number done to them just by being, weather beaten. And it looks damn near white. It does. I don't know if you can see that on here, but so we're just going to kind of do Jeez Louise. Maybe even lower than that? And there's hardly any pressure in it at all. Just kind of really lightly. I don't know why you're running so much. I mean, it's only like freaking, it looks like it's 5 psi. I guess it's more like 12 psi. So just something like this. Just that we're gonna cover this over. But it's just something that that's what we've done with all the Africa vehicles. And it's one of those things, if I hadn't have done it 4 or 5 times already, I'd have been like, this isn't going to turn out how you want to, Tony. So just something like this. We still want it to look gray. We want it to have some highlights on it. And we're going to end up dry brushing green ochre on top of it. And it also helps give the vehicle an irregular appearance. So you don't have everything that looks like it just came out of the showroom and it was painted with a brush. You know, and then everything looks the same. So this is what all of the vehicles are going to look like. And it looks like friggin' white. It does look white. I mean, maybe if you layer lots of paint on top of it, you eventually start getting kind of another color to it. It'll look some more like elf flesh, maybe. But and this is the darker of the two colors. The other one's even lighter. So yeah, so this is what I'm going to have all the rest of these vehicles look like. I'm going to run this stuff out because I gotta go. I gotta go, and but this is where I'm going to pick up. I don't know that I'll be back online live. I'm going to try to do it live because this helps me get through it all. But we're just going to finish this. We're going to clean this out, and this is where we're going to pick up and do the rest of the vehicles so they can sit overnight. And then in the morning session, we can give them a wash and then have them wait around. But that is the starting point of what the AfriCore vehicles look like. So they're basically, and the next part will be dry brushed on there. That's how my half-track was. I was really struggling to get kind of a look that I was happy with. And that's what I came up with it. And I've been able to replicate it relatively consistently. So we're gonna take this pressure way the hell up, blow all this crap out of here, and yeah, there we go. We'll blow it out, the kingdom come. And we will see you guys on the next one. Be well, and yeah, we'll just, I don't like leaving air under pressure there. I don't know that it does anything, but quick try. All right, folks. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.